Hey girl, can you believe we're finally starting?
Oh my gosh, I never thought the day would come, but I'm so glad it has.
I know, right? It's only been a little while. God, probably like 2 years since I started talking about creating this channel.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm one of your number one fans, so it's amazing to be the first guest.
Yay! Speaking of, this is the first official episode of the Say in the City podcast. On the Say in the City YouTube channel, I'm breaking down every scene of every episode of Sex in the City and its subsequent movies. We'll talk about And Just Like That, because we're going to have to talk about it. But here, we're going to be much more casual by chatting about what happened in each episode. Because really, like, as a brown person, I have a lot of opinions. I'm hoping to have just a ton of opinions from so many people. And I'll also have plenty of guests to really expand the perspectives. So, with that being said, I am your host for this journey. If you've seen the breakdowns, you already know who I am. But I am Ceyoncé, say for short. My pronouns are they, them. And I am a queer, non binary, Chicano, what have you. But more importantly, I am a Sex and the City super fan. I have rewatched the entire series more times than I can even recall. And this is legitimately still my favorite show, almost 30 years later. I am joined today by my very good Judy, Mariah. Mariah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I use she, her pronouns. I'm a bisexual Reformed Sunday school teacher and woman about town, and I'm obsessed with a good story, so naturally I love this series. But you say actually convinced me to start watching this series maybe 10 years ago now, but you harassed me for years before I actually gave in and started watching, and now I'm such a fan. I've watched the series all the way through beginning to end many times, nowhere near you, and that's why I love your series is I'm learning so much and I'm getting to have so many deep dives. But I came into Sex in the City at the perfect timing for me because it was
I love that.
my 20s. So I
Yeah,
feel like I came into it adulthood with these characters
yeah.
and I just love it.
Exactly, yeah, for better or for worse, as we will discover as we talk about specifically this season, because
Oh yeah.
first season is rough. Uh, I think just like storyline wise, but yeah, we'll talk about it. But before we start talking about the show, are you a Carrie, a Charlotte, a Miranda, or a Samantha?
This changes over the years. Wouldn't you agree?
100%.
Right now, I would say I'm a Carrie with a Miranda rising because I think that as a creative, as a writer, Carrie is going to be the most relatable person. Um, I love her style the most. I love her hair. It reminds me a little bit of my own. Season two is my favorite era of Carrie's hair, though. So I'm really excited for
Season
that.
two? Okay.
Season two is my favorite because it's longer, but she's doing it now before she starts straightening it
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
or after. I can't
That
remember.
makes sense.
We'll learn as we go through the
I
series.
just hope season two. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
season three, she gets like really big. It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, which I do like. But season two Carrie era, it's like it's just it's perfect.
I love that.
And and yeah, so she also just is the most complicated character, so it's really easy to relate to her. But I find myself relating to Miranda so much with her struggles that we see throughout the series, especially her dealing with cynicism, chronic cynicism. I definitely deal with that myself. And Miranda is this othered character, and she feels so different from other girls in the way that she doesn't want to be. It's not a pick me situation. It's a why am I not like these other people? And for me, that was a queer journey. And spoiler alert, I think that for her, it's also a queer journey, even though it's really not recognized in Sex in the City.
Yeah.
I see echoes of it though, with her being so queer coded. So I think with those things, I'm both of those two characters.
I love that.
And what are you? Because I have my opinion of what you are, but I really want to hear what you think you are.
Yeah, I mean, because I do the same thing. I feel like, but I also feel like it's not like, oh, this is how I feel like in this era. Mine is like daily. I'm like, today I'm Carrie. Today I'm Samantha. I'm just horny today. Um, but for the most part, I definitely, when I first started watching the show, I'm like, I connected so much with Miranda, like so much. And I think you're right. I think a lot of it is that queer coding. And I think a lot of it is that cynicism and the burden of like having a law degree and and wanting to like have these elevated conversations, but also being like, why aren't I like the rest of the people around me? You know? Because like, yeah, I feel that, and especially like as we go through like Miranda's droughts and
Oh, yeah.
and her very difficult relationships, like my God. Uh, I mean, I and just like rejection, which we'll definitely talk about later also. But I feel very like the same as you. Once I started to recognize again, like exactly what it means to be a creative and to be a writer specifically, it's like really difficult to not connect the most with Carrie.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I see a lot of Charlotte in you too.
I do too, more so 10 years ago, though. Don't you agree?
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I first started watching this, I think that I identified maybe with Charlotte the most,
Yeah.
and Carrie maybe secondary. But then there was a little bit of Miranda. And then just as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit more Miranda and a lot less Charlotte. But it's not because I don't have this like belief in love. That's still there.
Yeah.
But I think I also have realized how much belief in love Carrie also has. So that's
Exactly.
also there in Carrie. And
Yeah.
I'm not as wide eyed optimist. You know, there's a reason I called myself a reformed Sunday school teacher. That used to be my outlook. So,
Exactly. Yeah. Like
and
literally.
that's changed. And I also didn't know I was, well, I mean, Miranda doesn't know she's queer yet either, but I also did not know I was queer when I started watching this. So
Yeah. It's a
I think
journey.
that I really wanted to look like a Charlotte. I wanted to look like this perfect embodiment of what a good girl, straight girl has in her life, and I wanted that. So it's
Exactly.
interesting. And I want to tell you what I see you as because
Yeah.
and it's funny because you didn't mention Samantha a lot, but I see you as like a Carrie Samantha because I see you as the main character. You're so fabulous. You've got to be a Carrie in there. You're also creative. But I see you as somebody who is one of my best friends, but also is like wiser than me and a little bit more experienced than me, and also helped me come into my own. So some of my best friends I see as a Samantha. So I see you a lot more Samantha than you'd seem to see yourself.
Yeah. Well, and as you talk about it, like the older that I get, and I think like this happened with a lot of queer people, with a lot of people who like remain single or people who remain childless. Like the older that we get, the younger our friends tend to get because we go out. We don't want to go to like children's birthday parties, and we don't want to like go to these things like that. We don't want our entire lives to be about those things. Like I'll go to my friends'
Yeah.
kids' birthday parties, but at this point, like they're not inviting me anymore because, like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, we have the baby shower episode to talk about, multiple baby shower
Yes.
episodes to talk about, which is crazy.
Yes.
Um, but
I
also,
also
like,
wonder if you can't self identify as a Samantha because she's an aspirational character to me.
oh, I mean, part of me loves that, but also we'll we'll talk about Samantha this season because
Samantha this season is kind of a different place. But
well, and that that point of wisdom I think is also really interesting with Samantha because a lot of times I feel like her wisdom is like trying to a little bit too hard. Or it can also be a little bit destructive.
Oh yeah.
But
But like so can yours sometimes. So
a million percent, a million percent. Half the time I'm like, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. But also like what I love about Samantha is that she imparts the wisdom without judgment.
yes.
And
You've
it's one of
always
the
been that for
things,
me.
yeah,
You've
it's one of
always
the
been like
things
that.
like, oh, like, yeah, your mom is wise also. And,
Yeah.
you should definitely take advice from your mom. But there's also a ton of judgment there because she loves you so much and she wants you to be the best that you can be
Yeah.
for the most part, right? That's not all moms. But when it does come to like moms who are like giving advice and trying to help, most of the time that judgment is there. So that's what I love about Samantha. And that's why when it comes to like casting, their original
Flawless.
choice was actually
Temperature was
younger than the
temperature.
other women. And it's like, why would you have a younger Samantha? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But today, we are talking about the pilot episode titled Sex in the City, which aired on, I actually said it was aired on Sunday. Turns out it aired on Saturday, June 6th, 1998, which is crazy because all of the other episodes are on Sunday. But obviously, we start the episode with the opening credits. And what are your thoughts on the opening credits?
Oh, I love the opening credits. They're so nostalgic for me, and part of why I love them is that they don't change throughout the entire airing, which I
Mm,
love. I hate when a reliable series changes their intro.
yeah,
Cause and then this music, when that music starts, I have such an attachment to it. It's got the flashes of the iconic New York scenery. It's got Carrie's tutu look, which I love and have even imitated myself.
yes, absolutely.
And I love the bus with her picture on it, splashing her. It's just such a Carrie moment. And
It is.
they did such a good job with this because it makes me nostalgic for a time and place that I have never been.
Yeah,
New York in the 90s? No.
exactly.
Never
Yeah.
been there, but that intro makes me like, oh yeah, I remember those times.
Exactly. And I do have to say, it's one of the things that I love the most about this first season. Like, as I'm being an active viewer of Sex and the City, I notice like how gritty the city feels in this season, which we're not going to see that much of after this season. Like we have the graffiti, we have the closed store front as the girls are walking. Like it's actually really kind of crazy to think about. Um, but yeah, and it's so funny too because now that HBO has so much programming, like every time I watch The White Lotus and the static screen starts, every time that closes, the Sex and the City theme always starts in my mind. Doesn't matter what I'm watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when the screen closes. Yeah, Game of Thrones, anything like that. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for the Sex and the Music kind of cha-cha sounding
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
music to play.
yeah, it's so iconic. And, because I watched it so much on DVDs, like, you can't skip the intro on DVDs. So I had to, like, listen to it every single time over and
That's
over and
true.
over again.
That's true.
But also, what's really fun is, like, on the DVDs, uh, it's, I think, like the third or fourth season, it starts where when you go to like select the episodes that you're in, the selector screen, I guess, has like a series of rolling like clips from all of
Oh.
the episodes in that like in that little set. And to me, like every time I'm like on like HBO Max, it's called again, obviously.
It's okay. Max is allowed to have their journey with their
Well,
idea.
I'm like, okay, HBO owns like Cinemax.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Is
okay,
that where the Max
Cinemax.
comes from?
Yeah.
I never knew. I never knew.
But isn't that insane to just go with Max?
Yes.
Because then you're like, oh, like, and maybe that's why they changed it back. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like
people
all
don't
these
know.
trans guys picking the name Kyle or out of all the names you could self pick, you went with Max.
Exactly. I love that. Um, and I do have to say, as much as I love the opening credits, I hate the font. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. I hate it. It's iconic. It, I couldn't imagine the opening credits without the font.
Right. It's just
But I,
part of the package, but it is bulky and weird. It reminds me a little bit of the My Scene font, which was a branch of Barbie that they did in like the 2000s that I played with. They were trying to look more New York and younger to compete with Bratz dolls.
yeah.
And
So,
that's what that font reminds me of.
I mean, they probably based it on the Sex and the City font.
They probably
Like
did.
they were trying to be like New York.
They probably did because they named a lot of the characters after iconic New York places. Like there's a character named Chelsea, there's a character named Hudson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely Madison there. They were definitely going New York City. I think they were supposed to be like teenagers though. I don't think
Oh
they
my
were
God.
supposed
I
to
think they
be
need like a
20s.
non binary named Parker
Oh, that
or
would be
like Park Avenue.
that would be great. They didn't do that. They do have
And the 2000s.
they do have a river, which river is a very non-binary name anyway.
It is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Oh, I love that. Okay, so the series creator is Darren Star. He also created Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place, Central Park West, which did not last for very long, Younger, and Emily in Paris. Do you have any specific feelings about Darren Star?
I have a hypothesis that I don't care for Darren Star's newer work because out of all of those, I haven't seen very much. I've
Okay.
mostly just seen Sex and the City. I was
Yeah,
really lukewarm on the movies, which actually were my real introduction. I had watched the movies in high school and it didn't inspire me to keep watching the whole series. And then I'm kind of just tuning in to hate watch and just like that right now. And Emily in Paris season 1 wasn't for me, so I did not keep watching. So
interesting. Yeah.
I have a feeling that his more recent stuff doesn't click with me.
Well, funny that you say that. Because one, yeah, I think Emily in Paris, I mean, we could talk about this for a very long time. I didn't mind Emily in Paris, with the exception of, I think, like being in marketing for nearly a decade. I was like, this is not.
So unrealistic.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we'll also talk, as the season goes on, like how realistic is it that, that these women can afford their lifestyles on a single income. Um, but what's really funny about And Just Like That is Darren Star is still credited as the creator, but he has essentially nothing to do with And Just Like
Oh,
That. It's basically
oh,
like Michael Patrick King carrying it. But because Darren Star created Sex in the City, he continues to get the created by credit, which is like,
oh, okay.
yeah, it's wild to me. I was like, oh, revival. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm also like,
Yeah. I think as you were talking about Emily in Paris, it sparked this for me. A problem that I have with And Just Like That, which now I know is not necessarily Darren Star's fault, but it suffers with this lack of relatability. It does the aspirational piece
yeah,
well. Well, it does aspirational. Whether they
yeah,
do it well or not, it does aspirational, but it really lacks in relatability. And yeah, that's
yeah,
what Emily in Paris, why it was probably, and when you were talking about, yeah, like it's not even a realistic marketing position.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
it
like,
suffers for
okay,
that.
Darren Star, tell me you don't know anything about acquisitions without telling me you don't know anything about acquisitions.
I know. It's yeah. And even that character, I'm like, you do you talk to young people? I don't
I
think you
mean,
do.
legitimately, yeah. And like, I've never seen Younger.
Mm-mm.
Even though it has like there are some really good people in the cast itself, but it was on a weird channel. I feel like that I was just like, I have no desire to watch this channel, so that's why I've never watched it. Um, but like Beverly Hills 90210, I kind of grew up with. I think it's a little bit more like my older sister's generation, but because she was watching it, obviously I was watching it because I was the obnoxious younger sibling and being like, "What are you watching?" And the side, like together, she'd begrudgingly let me watch it with her. And I liked Beverly Hills 90210. The writing is horrible. It's so bad. And we'll talk about this at the end of the the episode of this podcast. But um, the the writing is terrible. It's so melodramatic, and that's probably why Central Park West didn't work either.
Mm.
But Darren Star has like a thing of where he'll create the show, and technically all you need to do to create the show is like write the pilot episode.
Really?
Yeah. And then you can just be like, oh, there you go. And then have
What are
nothing
we
to do
doing? Let's do that.
with it, right? I know. Let's write a pilot and get this going so we can so we can cash in.
What, like it's hard?
Right? Yeah. Writing pilots is so easy. I'm just kidding. But this episode was directed by Susan Seidelman, who also directed like Desperately Seeking Susan and She Devil. Are you a fan of her work?
I haven't seen any of her work.
I love that. I mean, yeah, Desperately Seeking Susan was late 80s, early 90s. She Devil was mid 90s with like Roseanne. I do have to say, She Devil, it's Roseanne and Meryl Streep. And, Roseanne is incredibly problematic now, obviously,
Right.
but I think you would actually like really connect with the,
Okay. Well, I
yeah,
loved Roseanne the series before.
before the reboot. Let's call
Yeah, before we
it
knew anything about Roseanne's personal opinions, I guess. And Roseanne the series is completely a 180 from those opinions, so I don't but I loved Roseanne. And I am so behind on Meryl Streep's work. Like I only just watched Death Becomes Her this last year.
Oh
So
my gosh.
this might just need to be something that I watch this year.
1,000,000%. Yeah. Especially when this was like in the era when we're like, is Meryl Streep beautiful?
Oh, she is.
I mean, I think she is.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I think my first introduction to her was Death Becomes Her. And
Yeah.
so I was just like, oh, she's obviously like just as beautiful as Goldie Hawn. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Yeah. And then Desperately Seeking Susan is Madonna. And yeah, it's also like, I feel like it's the movie that introduced everyone to the Madonna look.
Oh,
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
it's a fun movie. Just like go and watch.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, were we fans of any of the actors of the show like before Sex and the City?
It's funny you say that because there's kind of two different answers to that. There's before the show started, which was 1998, which I was in kindergarten. So very limited experience with them for that. And then before I started watching, which was only 10 years ago. But before 1998, I think the only one of these actresses that I was already a fan of was Cynthia Nixon because she was in a 1994 classic, if you ask me, called Baby's Day Out, where she plays a rich woman whose son is kidnapped. I don't know if the son has a real name, but in the movie they call him Baby Boo.
Okay.
Love it. And
So her
I
son is kidnapped, so obviously it's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's so cute. It's so cute. And Cynthia Nixon's his mom, and she's trying to find him. And I begged my mom to name my youngest sister Baby Boo. So, Hannah, if you're watching, you should be really glad your name's not Baby Boo.
Or whatever you would try to make from that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I didn't watch Hocus Pocus until I was a little bit older, but
Mhm.
love Hocus Pocus, and that was pre 1998. I also
Yes.
completely forgot that SJP was in Footloose. Completely forgot she was in that. But
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was in high school, I loved Footloose as a former theater kid. Loved it. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then I had already seen like I'd seen Ice Princess with Kim Cattrall in it, which came out in like 2005, with Michelle Trachtenberg, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then Kristen Davis was in a really random episode of Friends once, and that's all I was familiar with going in to
Yeah.
watching it.
That is so funny. Yeah. Especially like the Kristen Davis in Friends,
Yeah.
because like Friends technically shares a universe with Mad About You and Seinfeld. And so part of me is like, okay, so is it like a full universe? Like they're all Warner Brothers.
They are.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so, but also, it can't because Sex and the City was actually filmed in New York.
Right, right,
The other
which
shows
sets
were.
it way above. But yeah, no, a universe where Charlotte would date Joey is hilarious to me.
I mean, seriously. Yeah. Because then the other thing is like, okay, well, maybe I'm trying to think of what their ages would have been. Like maybe the teenager that Samantha said that she slept with in a later episode is
Could have
Joey.
been. Oh my gosh, that could have been true. That could have been true.
I love this. Yeah. I'm like, we are creating.
Carrie would have been more likely to sleep with Joey, though. Charlotte, never. Carrie, though, a struggling actor,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, I feel like this season Charlotte probably would have slept with Joey.
You think?
Yeah,
But
threesome
he's
vibe.
broke. Would Charlotte date someone who's broke?
Not intentionally.
He's also Italian, which is maybe not close enough to white for season one, Charlotte.
Not until and just like that. Honestly, Charlotte in the entire series. Yeah. It's not until and just like that where we're like, okay, Charlotte does have black friends. I love that. Yeah. I mean, Hocus Pocus is obviously a classic. I love that movie so much. I watch it every year. You dressed up as one of the Sanderson sisters with your sisters.
No, I need to. This is something
Oh
we've been
yeah.
talking about doing. But the youngest, Baby Boo, let's call her that forever. Baby Boo hates Halloween because her birthday's close to Halloween, so she feels like it competes with her birthday. So she won't do it. But
Yeah.
it needs to happen because we're three sisters, a brunette, a redhead, and a blonde.
Yeah. And you would be such a good Winifred. Like you need
Such a
to
good
make it
one. Yeah.
happen. Yeah. Oh, I love that. And then Kim Cattrall was also famously in Mannequin. Have you seen Mannequin? Oh my God, watch it. It
Okay.
is the most ridiculous movie. Like the premise of it is so stupid. I can't even I can't even downplay it. The premise is so stupid.
Okay. Okay.
But Anthony from Designing Women plays a fabulous character who has some of the best lines of all time in it.
Okay. I'll make my list.
Okay, so we open the episode with Elizabeth and her ill-fated 2-week romance with the man after she arrives in New York. Obviously, we're going to talk about many of our own ill-fated romances because we can't not talk about them. But let's talk about a few of Elizabeth's experiences in this opening. So, how do you feel about Elizabeth's outfit in the cab? Exactly.
when when I was reviewing the episode, I was like, she looks like she's about to get her photo taken at a JCPenney's studio, and her mom helped her pick this outfit. And the only reason she picked it is because of that awful flower hat. But I didn't know adults wore flowers like that on their hat. Like I had like a sunflower bucket hat around this era, and I don't remember adults wearing that.
I mean, honestly, I am very proud of you for admitting this. Because let's face it. Um, well, and what I will say, like it shows up in Clueless, but Dion takes
Oh
it off
yeah,
of Cher's head.
but they're in high
It's very
school.
much like exactly, yeah. They're
In
in high
Clueless,
school.
yeah,
Blossom's sidekick Six had all of these hats
yeah,
all over and
yeah.
over and over again. It's like ridiculous. I think Topanga wore this hat a lot in
Yes, you're so right.
which I've been rewatching Boy Meets World for some reason, just like on in the background. Talk about drastic changes in opening credits. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah, because that show was on for so long, and I feel like they felt like they had to keep up with the kids aging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it diabolical that a grown ass woman, maybe it's like a British thing.
Maybe. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask British friends if that was a thing back then. I'll have to ask.
Did adults wear these? Because
Did
I'm
adults wear
embarrassed for
that?
them. I mean, I guess to be fair, like it was an adult who bought you that hat.
Right, right.
So maybe it was like aspirational. Like we'll see how Mariah looks in it.
My
And then we'll choose.
mom definitely didn't, though. My mom did not.
Exactly, because she put you in it and she was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this is not a
that's
good look."
enough. That's enough.
Elizabeth is childless, so she had no way to to test it out. I like
Wow.
this. I like this theory.
Oh
um, so Elizabeth meets Tim at a gallery opening. Have you ever met someone at a gallery opening?
no, that's not my life. I wish it was. um, have you ever met someone at a gallery opening?
I I have two stories about gallery openings. One is actually like a technicality because I feel like we're going to call him S. Let's face it, he's never going to listen to this, but
Do I know S?
you know S. We worked
Okay.
together at,
Oh, duh. Okay. I know S. Mm.
exactly, yeah. So we're going to call him S. Um, we didn't meet at a gallery opening, but I feel like the first time I was like, oh, he likes me was the Metro Fear party, which was at the gallery that
Yeah,
I
that was
curated.
at the gallery. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cute. That works with their vibe too and makes a lot of sense why. That added to the lore. That's all I'm gonna say.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was the first time that we like kind of connected. I was like, oh, okay, I think he likes me. But then we'll talk about what happened right after this. But then the second one, again, I technically didn't meet him at the gallery. I didn't meet him at the gallery opening, but my friend Key, who I have like a huge crush on, um, he and I went to an opening at it was at a gallery right by Metro,
Okay.
and you and I went there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I walked in and I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" And it was so incredible because I hadn't seen him in years and years. Uh,
Oh.
but he's an artist. He's an amazing artist. He was working at the gallery, and like we got to reconnect at the
Oh,
gallery.
that's cute. See, I love that meet
Yeah,
cute. It's a cute.
exactly. Yeah, it is such a meet cute.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tim turned out to be just any other man and just completely ghosts Elizabeth, which starts us off. What are your feelings about ghosting someone in a semi serious relationship?
cowardly, criminal, hate it,
I love that.
hate it.
Yeah.
And I had to reflect on, have I ghosted people? And like, yeah. But I don't think I have ever ghosted someone when it was semi-serious. It was always after like the first like meeting or whatever didn't go well, and I'm like, yeah, I'm never talking to you again. It was always after like
Yeah.
just like one date or something.
Yeah. Which I
Then
think is
that's
like 100% acceptable.
yeah, or even if we had just been flirting and then I was like, yeah, I'm never talking to you again. And I also realized that I ghosted a therapist once, which I don't know how. I was like, is that ethically dubious? But it was kind of thing where I was like, I'm not paying for one more session just to explain that I'm never going to see you again and to educate you on what you did wrong. Honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't want to expend that. So, but
Yeah.
I do feel like that was a little bit lame of me, and I could have at least shot an email off. But
Yeah.
now it wouldn't make
Yeah.
any
I feel
sense
like an
years
email.
later.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like an email is a little bit appropriate in that
Yeah,
situation.
not for a relationship outside of therapy.
I would love that though. I'd be like, hey, I need your email. And they're like, why? I'm like, I'm going to email you with the reason
You're
that
gonna send them like a performance improvement plan.
I have no plan, just performance improvement.
Just a performance review. Be like,
Yeah.
this didn't work because you X Y Z.
Because you. No, that's it. This didn't work because of you.
This didn't work because of you.
Yeah.
Period. Send.
Period. Boom.
Have you
Well,
ghosted people
oh, I've ghosted a lot of people. Um,
in semi-serious relationships?
in semi-serious relationships, no. To be fair, I also have not really been in that many relationships. But
Fair enough.
yeah, probably like my most serious relationship in the past decade was
Mhm.
S, and he ghosted me.
And he ghosted you, which that's why I have the eye roll. And it's a pity because I liked that person before he did that, and that alone was enough to like. It's like, sorry, now I have to hate you forever.
Exactly.
You
And
didn't
thank
handle
you.
yourself like an adult.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I
And
liked you before that.
yeah. And what's hilarious about it is he ghosted me for months
Hmm.
and then came back, tried to explain it. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, but he tried to explain it and I was like, but like, this isn't something to me. I think it's something that you can like work through with
You know,
someone.
I don't know the excuse that he gave, but I have this conversation with friends sometimes. It's like when straight men do this a lot, so I don't know about, but straight men will be like, "Yeah, I can't love like a normal person because in high school, my 16-year-old girlfriend cheated on me." And I'm like, "You mean a child hurt your feelings and now you can't have a normal relationship?"
Well, I mean, first of all, it's like it did not start there. It started with your parents, probably your grandparents.
I know.
That is some
Or
generation.
like my parents got divorced and now I can never be heal like a normal person again. And I'm like, okay, that is some trauma, but
But there is also such a thing as healing.
yeah, and that's like a pretty common one that people do successfully heal from.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit like I think this is getting too common to continue to
Yeah,
treat it
that's
like,
quite a clutch. I
yeah,
said clutch, I meant crutch. That's quite a crutch to lean on for your entire life.
exactly. Well, and a clutch. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. Both make sense to me.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, so after Carrie tells us about the amazing single women of New York, she asks why there are so many great unmarried women and no great unmarried men, which brings us to toxic bachelors. Now, do we know or have we ever dated any toxic bachelors?
We've already talked about one here, but for context of people who don't live in Denver, this is toxic bachelor capital. This is where men from other states move to be Peter Pan and never grow up.
I love that. It is a city of lost boys.
It is 100% the city of lost boys, Denver. Hmm. And I do also have to say that I've now been in a committed relationship with my partner for 11 years. So when I was dating, it was a lot more acceptable, I think, for everyone to be toxic in their early 20s, you know? Late
100%.
teens, early 20s, of course, my experiences with toxic bachelors, but like I myself was probably toxic. But now as I watch friends continue to date, now that we're going into our 30s, and even one friend who's in her 40s, still experiencing toxic bachelors
Yeah.
and or worse, toxic married men, because it does in fact happen. And some of my exes that were toxic at the time still will hit up in the DMs, and they're married now.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, the toxic bachelors just become toxic married men.
So toxic bachelors slightly better than toxic married men, but I mean it
All decided.
happens. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're all still really toxic. They're
Yeah.
all
I mean, it's a low bar. Yeah.
yeah. And even our friends, like even watching some of I mean, male and female friends that we've watched just crash out.
Crash out or
Incredibly
become
toxic.
toxic themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them were like, oh, yeah, I guess we saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
We saw it.
Yeah.
We knew that that was who that person was going to become.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and, in this world of online dating, like, be so happy that you have been in a committed relationship for 11 years because it
I
is
can tell.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's brutal.
yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I'm from that, like, cusp generation where I remember getting rejected in person, and now I get to be rejected online.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, like, and honestly, this is why I just don't have any like close gay male friends. Because one, for the most part, the gay scene in Denver is just very privileged white men, especially the ones who go out and go out.
Also Peter Pan. Also, they're just the gay Lost Boys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's kind of, and like before, right? Like in the mid 2000s, it was like, good for you. Go
Yeah.
be privileged because you're getting what none of us have, kind of thing. Now, 20 years later, it's just like, oh, you're still just bringing in, you're cashing
Yeah.
in on that privilege still. It's
Yeah.
still very problematic.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, I had to import my man from out of state. You might look into that.
Uh, I mean, well, and here's the thing, like, on the app that I'm on, it is it is like advertised as a queer app. Like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like queer safe space. Um, for the most part, the ones that I get are straight. And then I'll be like, wait, you're straight? And then
Really?
they'll be like, well, but I really, and I'm like, okay, so you're not.
But they're on the app as
Yeah,
not straight. So
yeah. But then I also get a lot of,
I guess I've been there.
well, yeah. I mean, part of me is like, I'm here for this journey. But also, like, own it. You're on
Yeah.
a queer dating app.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to get? But I do also appreciate that a lot of them, when I start the conversation, that they do consider being into like trans and femme identifying
Hmm.
people as straight. And so I'm like, okay,
Yeah. Which
like,
I would still consider that straight, I
exactly. Yeah.
guess.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
guess that tracks. I appreciate that.
Right. Like my
Um,
partner is straight and I'm bisexual, so inherently our relationship is technically queer because I am, but that doesn't impact his identity.
exactly. Yeah. Because like once you really start diving into it, you're like, oh, I mean, it's a journey. It's always a
Oh
journey.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We're all just HBO Max trying to figure
Trying to be Max.
sorry.
That
They
was
don't deserve this much promo in your podcast. Although I don't
know.
know if I
I'm
like
like,
this comparison.
I mean, I kind of go back and forth with it. I'm like, do I like HBO? Do I not like HBO? They do such dramatic things, but so does Netflix. Yeah, I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, if you're supporting any company that's not independent, small, woman, black owned,
Hmm.
Chicano owned, what have you,
Hmm. Yeah.
then let's face it. Um, but the other thing too is apparently just every relationship in Denver is polyamorous at this point.
Right? When I
100%.
would love, there can't be a study about this, but how many poly relationships are here versus other states? Because yeah,
Well, and what I wonder when
everybody's
it comes
poly
to
here.
my app is how many relationships are actually polyamorous and how many of the men are just saying they're polyamorous and dating
Hey,
outside of their
I want to
marriage.
open the relationship, but I don't want you
But I
to
don't
put
want
more
you to
action
be
than I do.
open.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and having a close personal friend who is poly, I think that people think of poly, which I think people abuse poly to cheat, but it's like you can cheat within the poly system. Like you have to be a contract wizard. You have to be a Google Calendar expert and a contract wizard in order to keep up a poly relationship, a little polycule. And yeah, like, and it is highly possible to cheat and be allowed to do, like, to be allowed to bring in other partners. You
Hmm.
have to do it ethically and responsibly.
And communicate.
Yes,
Yeah.
so much communication. So, and that's the piece that a lot of couples don't understand when they're like, let's open the relationship. It's like, okay, cool, but you do realize you still have to be ethical and
Yeah. It
communicate
doesn't make
that way.
everything easier all of a sudden.
It doesn't make cheating a lot. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh yeah, you just want to be able to cheat. And I'm like, it's actually really hard.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
are tight parameters. This is like advanced dating. This is an easier form of relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I think it is so easy for people on apps to abuse the term poly.
Oh yeah.
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 So we also get Skipper, who's supposed to be the guy who's like not a toxic bachelor. But how do we feel about Skipper in this episode?
I do have to channel into just this episode, which is hard. But I think even in this first episode, Skipper is toxic. Um, we obviously see more toxicity later, which I will really try not to think about. But what I'm already seeing in this first episode is a dangerous nice guy finishes last narrative.
Yes.
And I'm still reading because it's really not because it's a bad book, but because it's really difficult to get through.
Intense.
I'm reading Men Who Hate Women by Laura Bates, and the incel community was beginning to bud
Mm.
in the 2000s and the late 90s. So I'm already seeing, I'm like, be careful. You're starting something here. Um, which, yeah, actually, shout out to that book. Read that book if you're at all interested in it, but it is really difficult to get through, to be honest,
Yeah.
because the incel community is terrifying. But yeah, it's already giving incel light. That that I'm nice and men and women only like assholes. It's like that's already contributing to a really dangerous mentality. And I see
Yeah.
Skipper as embodying that a little bit. And he is a little bit classic, like a classic makeup of an incel potentially, because he's into computers.
Hmm.
And this is largely an online space.
Yeah.
Yeah. The exception, I think, though, is to Skipper's credit, is he is friends with women. He seems to be a good friend with Carrie, and that already helps.
Yeah.
But I, I, I do not think that we can look at Skipper as a non-toxic bachelor.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I think they introduced him to be like, oh, I mean, because they label him as like hopeless romantic, which to
Yeah.
me is, yeah, very much like contributing to,
And I think a lot of incels are actually hopeless romantics. Like that's how it
yeah,
begins, and then it becomes a really rigid belief system
yes.
and a really unrealistic belief system. But anyway, Yeah, that I can't look at this episode without thinking of that.
100%. Yeah. Which is so funny because, like, because I feel like I consider myself volcel at this point. Like, I am a voluntary celibate because men
Okay,
are
you
horrible.
are the original, potentially, because in the term involuntary celibacy was stolen from a queer woman. It
Yeah.
was stolen from a Canadian woman who went by Alana. I don't know if that's her real name. And she had a project called Alana's Involuntary Celibacy Project, and it was just about how terrible dating is. It was kind of Carrie's column in the 90s,
I love that.
and it was meant to be inclusive, and then it got she left the project in 2000, and she's now talked about how horrified she is, and she regrets even starting it because that
Mm,
term got taken, because
mm,
it was meant to be cheeky. It was meant to be like, I want to be getting laid, but I'm really introverted and that's hard. And she wanted to appeal to other introverts, and it was supposed to be a welcoming space, not an exclusionary one.
yeah.
And so it's terrible what's happened with that movement. And
Yeah.
I love that incels just steal all of their good ideas from queer women. Okay, starts as a good idea, then they bastardize it. But
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I love that though. But yeah, I mean, because honestly, like, um, because when it comes to like dating in Denver, I'm always like, I either feel fetishized
mm,
or like the only reason that they're on these apps is to queer bash, is to like get people into a situation where they're unsafe. Yeah. So that's why I'm just like,
hurts my heart.
yeah. So that's why
You don't
like
deserve that.
I mean, it's also like hilarious because I feel like you can kind of suss it out on Grinder,
Hmm.
because they will be like very aggressive about like meeting up. Like I've talked to those kind of men on Grinder, and I'm like, oh, instant block and report. Um, but on these like safe space queer apps, like they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And so when I see them, I'm like, ugh. That's why when they're like, oh, I identify as straight, I'm like, oh, this is getting messy already. I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah.
Mm.
Now we get a lot of interviews. Like the first few minutes really is like interviews. How do we feel about the fourth wall breaking interviews and even just Carrie doing it in this episode?
When I first started watching this, I would not have continued. Had you not been like, don't worry, they stopped doing this, because I hated it. But now I kind of love it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This ends. And now
Yeah.
it's part of the charm. It's part of the rough edges that it's nostalgic for me now, but it is so strange. But I don't mind Carrie breaking the fourth wall as much as I hate the interviews and
Yeah.
the interviewees. Like, am I? Because I'm just confused. Like, am I Carrie? And they're talking, right? Like the camera's Carrie. They're talking to me, but why am I in a sweaty gym with these men?
Yeah.
Because like as a journalist, like we've done how you do so many man on the street type interviews. I'm never following them into a gym or
Yeah.
rock climbing with them, because like there's a point where they're actively rock climbing. What am I strapped in with them?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Is Carrie rock climbing?
and these men that she interviews in the gym are like the worst. So why did she want to keep talking to them? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. And in yeah, like where is she when we're talking to Skipper?
Yeah, is she like in his job? And then like later we even yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because like Miranda's make sense, right? She's like at the
Yeah.
salad bar in the bodega, I'm assuming,
Yeah, she's meeting
getting
up
her
with her
lunch.
for lunch or something. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. The
Uh,
gym and then like Skipper's work.
yeah. I mean, I
I
feel
don't
like
even
the
know why
only
Carrie's
exception
there.
would be Miranda on the bench eating and Carrie's like feet away
And
from
she's
her.
standing. As you do, you interrogate your friends while they're sitting on the bench. So true.
Well, then we also get Charlotte. This is how we meet Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
Um, and Charlotte, so after I recorded the pilot episode breakdown, Kristen Davis started her podcast, Are You a Charlotte? And we found out that they actually forced Kristen Davis to cut her hair right before the pilot episode. And I like never really noticed it before, but her hair is so short
It
in
is.
this episode.
I have a persistent problem with hair length in this entire episode, so that's
I mean,
that's
honestly,
adding to it.
yeah, honestly, this entire season, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
where you can kind of tell where they're filming sometimes.
Yeah,
You can tell that like came back for like some reshoots. They are like, oh shit, we need to add
and
it.
now the hair's longer. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, okay, so we come to Lucky Chang's for Miranda's birthday, and we see this group of drag queens because Lucky Chang's was famous for being a Chinese food restaurant, but they also had drag numbers, and the all of the staff were drag queens. What's your earliest encounter with drag?
I think that was probably actually movies like Mrs. Doubtfire. Like people forget that that's drag, but it is.
Yeah.
And then my first drag show, like in person, wasn't until college. It was in 2015. They did a campus drag show benefiting LGBTQ plus youth, and I don't know if she was a headliner. She must have been. It was Portia DeMarco Douglas.
Yes.
Yes, it
Love
was like Colorado drag royalty, really, in my opinion. And I didn't write this story. That was I had two writers on that story. That was Cass, and Samantha were writing those.
nice.
I know, right? I hope they're lovely creatives to this day. But yeah, but I did the whole center spread on Portia DeMarco Douglas because I just loved her and her story, and she was from Colorado Springs at the time, so and came all the way up to Denver to do this. But
Yeah.
and I think I was criticized for not picking a Denver queen,
Oh, but
but
you're not
which makes sense,
gonna.
sure. But I just loved Portia, and
Yeah. Well, and honestly, like, so there is the Colorado Drag Royale. They're actually filming their fourth season in a couple of months.
oh wow,
Portia, I think, is going to be one of the judges, which is amazing.
oh
Yeah.
I love that.
But in the third season that I was watching, they one of like the main plot lines is Colorado Springs versus Denver. Because the Colorado Springs girls are very protective of each other and like they will go to bat for each other. It's actually like really beautiful. Unless you're a Denver person and then you're like getting attacked by Colorado Springs girls. So it's actually like hilarious that you would have been criticized for having a Colorado Springs girl and not a Denver girl.
But I love Portia. Still a big
Absolutely.
Portia fan. So, but yeah, that was my first encounter with drag in person.
I love that. Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, mine would have been a full decade before, probably like
Mhm.
in person would have been like 2002, 2003 ish. Because my I went to summer school a lot in high school. It's like it's my thing. I was a terrible kid in high school. Um, so I was going to summer school and I don't know what it is about summer school in Colorado, at least in Jefferson County. Like there were just a lot of queer people, um, a lot of queer people and smokers. Therefore, kind of. Um, and then just like the regular just like slacker jock as well, but because there were a lot of queer people, I went with a group of the people who I met in summer school to tracks, but this was before tracks moved into the large space that it's in now. It
Oh,
was yeah, it was
I
uh,
didn't even know this.
I mean, I think the building is still there, but it was in like a weird dive bar in the middle of like a parking lot under the highway. So if you know where Park Avenue comes off of I-25,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then if you turn onto, I think it's like Water or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like where like the Metro apartments are and like that whole cluster, there at least used to be a building that was like a gym for a while, but that's where Trax was.
Wow.
It was called the Foxhole. Um, and so this was before it moved in there. So we went there, and this was like back in the day when drag shows used to be at like 4 or 5 p.m. It used to be in like the afternoon.
I
But
would love that still.
yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. And so some of the drag queens were still there. So I didn't get to like see a drag show, but I got to like talk to a lot of them. And then I remember going to, it was called Drama Drag when Nina Flowers first started it. It's called Drag Nation now. But yeah, I went to like the first iteration of Drama Drag at Trax.
Wow, that's
I
like a piece of
saw,
history.
yeah, like I saw Rebecca Glasscock do her Lady
What?
Gaga. And then that was like back when the House of Sexton was basically like the largest house in Denver. Now there are so many. But like Kiera, may she rest in peace, and like all of her early daughters, like now they're all huge. You have like Aurora Sexton who's coming out with a documentary soon. She's amazing and huge, like in everywhere. She's like a Sasha Colby. Like
Yeah,
if she ever
yeah,
goes on Drag Race, it's like, oh, we already have the winner.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Samantha says the fantastic line: "You can beat your head against the wall trying to find a relationship, or you can say screw it and just go out and have sex like a man." What would your reaction be to this?
I have one major problem with that, and that's the assumption that men have great sex.
Mm.
Like, why am I trying to emulate that?
Yeah. Why don't you just want to hump something for a few minutes and walk away because I'm satisfied?
Like a 2 minute, yeah, no, a 2 minute pump and go. I don't want that. So that's my biggest problem with it. And then I also think here's some of my Charlotte. I am team sex is better when you're in a relationship. And it's not necessarily for sentimental reasons. It's for the cycle of feedback and learning what you like and being able to communicate what you like to somebody.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm not like you have to be in love for it to be great, but I am like you have to be good at communicating for it to be great. And I actually don't understand how Samantha has such consistently good sex with random strangers
I mean,
because of that.
yeah.
Like
Like, why
the
do you
average guy off the street isn't going to be amazing.
know? Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, we'll have a few instances of Samantha being like, oh, that was not good.
Yeah.
And yeah, like maybe she just has like a form of gaydar that's just like, that one will be
Asshole dar.
good, right? Or even just maybe like not caring. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's essentially like
Yeah.
it, right?
That's true. If you just take it all as data.
Yeah. But I do have to say, like, what I like about the idea of like being in a relationship is better. I mean, this is how I kind of found out that I'm demisexual because I didn't realize that was
Mm-hmm.
even like a thing. Um, yeah, like in order to actually like feel good during sex, like I need to have that connection to the person, which is so beautiful. Like,
That's so sweet. Look at you being a Charlotte.
oh, which is so funny. And but also like I'll talk about this during the retro. I wonder how damaging it is to be like, oh, women just need to have sex like men and just like continue
Well, the
that.
problem with that is men being the standard. Again, they're not having good sex on average.
Yeah.
They're
And
not good at sex on average.
because of the fact that they're not communicating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I
No,
love that. Yeah.
totally.
We need more
Yeah.
men to have sex like women.
Yeah. But the overall sentiment of like, just get it, girl. Love that. Love it as like girl power. Like if it's empowering to you and it's functional for you, go for it.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
love that, like, how radical it was in 1998 for casual
Oh
sex to be
yeah.
promoted.
Yeah, I'm pro casual sex. It's just for it to be good. That's yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I'm done with bad sex now. So
Yeah. I mean, uh, that's why I'm Volcel at this point. I'm like, I hate men too much to actually get into a relationship with them.
Mm,
So how
yeah.
am I going to have that closeness where I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
is good enough sex for us to continue? Never actually going to have sex with them. So Miranda and Samantha bring up the movie The Last Seduction, and they talk about a specific scene. Have you seen The Last Seduction?
No, and I won't see it now. After watching your YouTube recap, because you showed the scene and it was awful. And the way they talk about it, they're like, oh, when she has him up against the fence and she's just having him. I'm like, oh, that's hot. Yeah, that's hot. And then I saw the scene and I was like,
Yeah, I was like, they took
what?
the wrong lesson from that scene. Yeah. And I do have to say, like,
Yeah.
there is a so the movie itself is really, really good,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but it is also chronically 90s. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched it and I was like, oh, this is painfully 90s. Like, one of my favorite movies to rewatch, just when I'm feeling blah, is The Net because it's so painfully 90s and so bad. And like, the internet has never looked like that. And the internet has never functioned like that. But the movie itself is really good. The acting is really good. The plot could never happen today. But the movie itself is really good. And honestly, I think there's another scene that they probably should have talked about that wasn't
The chain link fence,
the most awkward thing.
gripping onto it for dear life and
I
just kind of
know.
swinging there.
I hope they got it in one
Weird.
take. That's
Oh
all I have
my
to
god.
say. Or else Linda Fiorentino was up there for a very long time. That's why it got so awkward looking. Her arms were tired, so she was just standing there.
Hopefully they had her in a harness that we couldn't see or something because
It was the 90s. They probably did it. They were like, just hang it. This was the era of Tarantino. They're like, we don't care about women's safety. Just hang from that
yeah.
goddamn fence.
Oh, there had to have been better examples of empowering female sex than that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why like the movie itself is really good. Linda Fiorentino is fantastic in it. She's one of those actors. She was also in like Men in Black, Dogma, one of my favorite movies. She's like the main character in it, but she got labeled as difficult to work with.
Ugh.
Yeah,
As many a maligned woman in the 90s
exactly.
was.
The
Yeah.
90s and 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
So Carrie takes this with her. She starts to think about it and she goes to lunch with Stanford. So we get to meet Stanford Blatch in this episode. He's obviously played by the late Willie Garson. Rest in peace. What are your feelings about Stanford?
I mean, I love Stanford because I love what the character becomes. I love Stanford, but I have a lot of problems with Stanny and how they treat Stanny.
Mm,
In I hate the insinuation that he's ugly. First of all, I don't think Willie Garson's ugly. Maybe unpopular opinion, but or maybe I'm just I don't know pansexual enough that I don't think I don't think he's hideous, and they paint him like this pathetic, hideous guy, and I'm like, really? Like, a lot of men are balding. Like I don't know. It's like
yeah,
the only thing, and his personality is great, and but I don't like that Carrie treats him like a second tier friendship,
yeah,
and I really hate that he's written so pathetically. That's oh, and it gets a little better, but so cliche gay man, especially in these early episodes,
yeah,
and some. poor cliches too that we'll get into actually in future episodes.
Hmm.
But I'm just confused why gay men wrote this character.
Yeah. Well, and so I have a theory. Um, because like I obviously I've never met Darren Star or Michael Patrick King in person. But especially when it comes to like Darren Star, I feel like the more effeminate gay characters in television are the way for these passing white gay men
Hmm.
to throw the effeminate ones under the bus and just make fun of us.
Oh.
Because you have like Kurt Hummel,
Wow.
you have Jack,
Yep.
like you have this whole trope of relatively effeminate gay men.
I feel like back in at least in the 2000s, there was this saying that gay men would say a lot where it's like, oh, I'm gay, but I'm not that gay. I'm not flamboyant gay.
Yeah.
Like there was a bad version of gay.
I mean, there's a whole Will and Grace episode about it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that much of Will and Grace, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Where Will calls Jack a fag.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I know. Right. And so, like, that's why my theory is like, I want to kind of see, like, how, because Ryan Murphy contributes to this a ton,
Oh, yeah.
right? You have Kurt Hummel, but then you also have his partner, who is played by a straight man,
Yep.
who is like the sexy one, right? So he's gay, but he's not that gay. Like you
We
can
love
still be
to make
attracted to
a
him.
straight man play a gay man in the 90s.
And they're the more attractive ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Jack was
Yeah.
getting much more than Will, Will was considered like the attractive one. He got to
Yeah.
wear the tight t-shirts and not look ridiculous.
There's a big part of queer culture that perpetuates misogyny and
Hmm.
white supremacy. There's
Yes.
which to me they're inextricably related,
Yeah,
and that is part of it. Hmm. Hmm.
absolutely. Yeah. Because when it comes to the book, I mean, the relationship between the actual Stanford and Candace Bushnell got a little spicy afterward.
Really?
Yeah, he ended up suing her because
Did he
apparently,
dislike how he was portrayed?
no, I mean, he did dislike, but he was also like, um, because the actual Stanford in the book is like, she didn't use his name or anything.
Right.
Um, so people obviously like guessed. They were like, "Oh, I'm guessing that's Stanford." Uh, but like, I think the show disconnected from Stanford so much in the show. But no, apparently he said that he like helped her get the deal, so he was entitled to royalties. And I guess she like never paid him, so he ended up suing her. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But like in the book, and to be fair, in the book, everyone is messy. Like it is the most like New York writing.
You told me, and I don't remember if it was in your. I don't know if you've told me this separately or if you've actually said it before on camera, but you've said that we wouldn't even like Carrie if it was true to the book.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, she's a monster in the
I
book.
mean, a lot of people don't like Carrie, even in the show, but
We wouldn't even like Carrie.
yeah.
Well, I mean, because she writes them all very like unforgivingly.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
this is just how people are,
Yeah.
which is what I think people have the biggest issue with Carrie in the series. This is just how people are. People are messy.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not all perfect. We're not gonna write all of our characters to be perfect like in Friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, and so like in the book, Stanford's messy, but he's very confident and he's considered very attractive. And
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't know why they changed that then.
exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna see if how my theory pans out. I'm gonna continue to look at the trope of the effeminate, unattractive gay character. And
Fascinating.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Carrie decides to try out this whole having sex like a man thing with her ex, Kurt. And I feel like it is such a mistake to sleep with an ex you already know is toxic, even if you're trying to prove something to yourself.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
it's,
I sound terrible in this podcast, but like I'm like, I mean, if the sex is good, the sex
yeah.
Okay, I have a lot of caveats to that though. For Carrie, it's bad.
Yeah.
In a general sense, I'm not necessarily against this idea, but
Hmm.
you labeled it. If he's already toxic, sure, but where's the toxicity? Is he toxic in like is he the kind of guy like you just can't have a relationship with him? Is that where the toxicity comes from, or can you
Hmm.
have casual sex with this guy? And really, Carrie's biggest mistake, in my opinion, that she makes in this is not setting the expectations properly before going into it.
Hmm.
Because if she had chatted with Kurt and been like, "Hey, I want to just let's just do it," and no strings attached, and he was like, "Oh my god, yeah, that's exactly what I want." And if she genuinely also just wanted that, then it would have worked because he said later he says, "Yeah, you finally get what I want," but that's not what Carrie wants. So she didn't go
Sets
into
herself
this
up for
actually
failure.
wanting that. It
Yeah.
hurts her feelings. So in this experiment, I don't know that it makes sense to do this experiment with someone that you know is going to hurt your feelings. Like, do this experiment with a stranger then.
Do this experiment with someone who you are not, yeah, who you're not both physically and emotionally attracted to
Yeah,
already.
that's going to be harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if she actually felt like Kurt, um, and was like, yeah, I just want some no strings attached sex, then I think that could have actually worked. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
or
I
if she
mean,
had
but
even just said, I don't know that this will work for me, but this is what I want to try to do.
yeah. But to
But
be fair, that would not be having sex like a man to
no,
actually communicate beforehand.
no,
Yeah,
that's true.
it wouldn't even
Not
be like
true
close
form.
to doing experiment. Yeah, if she communicated, that's not having sex like a man.
Oh, good
I
point. Good
love,
point.
yeah, but I love that at least her confidence level is like through the roof after the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so she thinks she's making great choices. So she decides to set up Skipper with Miranda. Now, would you do this?
No, that's diabolical. And she knows it won't work. She says from the beginning, she's like, it's never going to work. Like,
Yeah.
just. And I'm like, are you just doing this for the plot then, Carrie?
Are you being messy?
Yeah, why would you do that to like your best friends?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and that's why I also find it fascinating because she also doesn't tell Charlotte that Capote Duncan is a sleazy weasel before they go on the date.
Hmm.
But what I find fascinating is obviously Kristen Davis talked about this after I talked about the pilot episode, but Charlotte was supposed to just become a recurring character and not one of the starring characters.
Wow.
So and the whole kind of like original premise of the show was uh basically anthology. Like we'd have Carrie, but she would like be meeting and going through just a bunch of different people, so it wouldn't be like the core cast of her three best friends. And like maybe that's where this comes from. Like maybe
Hmm.
Miranda isn't supposed to
Hmm.
be one of her best friends, and so she's
Oh,
just being messy because she doesn't have as many stakes in it. Yeah, maybe.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And yeah, I mean, I also find it fascinating. Like Carrie just interviewed Capote Duncan, and she's like, "Wow, this misogynistic piece of shit is one of the worst men in New York." And she just lets Charlotte go on a date with him.
That's so we've already kind of alluded to how you and I are kind of Carrie apologists, right? Like we we love Carrie, therefore I feel like we're allowed to criticize her because we do it well. I
Mm,
think that a lot of this newer generation of watchers really hates Carrie, and
I mean, I even have like one of my very close friends. We were talking about it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm such a Carrie." She's like, "No, you're not."
Yeah, because you're not a bad person. You wouldn't do that to a friend. But here's the thing.
Would I not?
Yeah. Well,
I
when you phrase
probably
it
would
like
have
that,
like,
when it's not really your best friend, you might. But you
yeah,
would never do that to like me. Like
exactly.
you would never do that to somebody that you're actually really close with. But
Yeah.
even with that, you have to accept, in my opinion, you have to accept Carrie as a character and the humanity of Carrie. Because as a plot device, I love that it's fascinating that we already have problems with Carrie, episode 1.
Yeah.
She is, in my opinion, one of the first female anti-heroes that we see. Like
Hmm.
her, Nurse Jackie. There aren't a lot of
Yeah.
female anti-heroes. And I just want to question people. If you find yourself really having strong feelings against Carrie and her being a terrible person, I want to know, do you have those same feelings with
So,
Ross
yeah.
from Friends? Do you have that same, let's up the ante. Do you have that same feeling with like Dexter or Walter White, like serial killers and um,
Yeah. Are we
people,
holding?
murderers? Like, do
Yeah.
you have this same level of hatred for them? Because to me, that's a little bit of some unchecked misogyny. Because
Uh,
Carrie's not murdering people, dear God. She's just
I mean,
setting up some
you
really
know,
bad dates.
yeah. I mean, yeah, she could have been setting up Charlotte to get murdered, but
Potentially.
well, and I love that, yeah, because it always just comes back to the patriarchy,
Yeah.
right? And are we
Yeah.
holding Carrie
Would
to?
I keep Carrie as a friend if she did that to me? No.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yeah,
But there are other times that I'm like, Carrie reminds me of some of my best friends. So because she's so relatable. And that's the mark of a good character, is when you're holding them to real life sensibilities and that we're judging them against real life because she feels like real life. So that's
yeah,
just a good character, if you ask me.
exactly. Like it's not easy. You know, we're gonna bring up Friends probably just a lot because it was on at the same time. It came on
It's on
first.
at the same time, and it's kind of that polished version because again, it's filmed at the Warner Brothers studio. It's not filmed in real New York, but it's the palatable version of New York.
Yes, it's the easy version. Uh,
Yeah,
one is the easy version of women.
yeah, oh yeah.
They're
Easy
uncomplicated,
version of Friends,
or yeah,
friendships.
exactly, yeah. Like you cannot tell me that group of 6 people were
Oh yeah,
best friends for a decade,
no, no,
like all the time. Like
no.
sure, like you and I have been really, really close for a decade now, but we also like don't see each other every day.
Yeah, and it ebbs and flows too, like how often we see each other and like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that. But I do have to say, Carrie leaving Kurtz and running into Big is probably my favorite outfit of this entire season.
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Her black
Easily my
Maximara
favorite.
dress and her Manolo Blahniks. Just,
Yes. And that scene of how she meets him too, I love it. And I mentioned this to you, I've mentioned this to you before, but I feel like it's almost the first time we realize they're not gonna work out with each other, honestly. Like I get the attraction, but Carrie's too messy for him. This is the first time we see that Carrie is too messy for him. This man who is very obsessed with how the women he dates and the women he settles down with look and behave. And
yes.
Carrie's not any of that, and he's so attracted to it. So I mean, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it so much, and it begins kind of their chemistry.
Yeah. It begins their chemistry. But I do, like, yeah, I love that, like, you know, for as glamorous as Carrie is, right? She's not a standard beauty.
No,
Like Sarah Jessica Parker has very distinct features.
and just
And that can be,
gorgeous.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that can be really difficult for some people to just like get around.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
like, why is she having so much sex? It's like because of it's more. I feel like it's more of her confidence
yeah,
because she's not a standard beauty.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like she is glamorous, and so she kind of still falls into the like in Juno, when Juno's walking past the jock played by the Degrassi Shaw. And then she's like, oh, he always goes out with the really pretty girls, but you know that he's attracted to the goth nerd who plays the cello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
I'm
yeah,
kind of a Mr. Big.
yeah. And we're going to find out through their relationship that Carrie is not a trophy wife. And so, yeah, we can kind of see from the very beginning that
Yeah,
it's doomed a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And that's done in this first scene. So
yeah,
as much as we're talking about how rough this season one is, there are moments like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, which I love. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Carrie, Miranda, and Samantha all go to Club Chaos. Now, what are your thoughts on Club Chaos?
On chaos. Um, it doesn't look like a club to me.
Right.
Now, and again, prominently was not clubbing in the 90s and definitely not New York City, but yeah, it feels like um later when we see Balzac, it
Oh,
feels like a trendy restaurant and they're all waiting for their table at the bar. That's what it feels like to me. Like,
yeah,
yeah, it doesn't feel like a club to me.
I know. Well, and
Like
it's so
nobody's even
funny.
dancing.
Yeah, like what? Why is this a club? Like, is it?
What makes it a club?
Yeah, is it like a club? Like you join the club and
Yeah. Members only club.
exactly
Yeah.
right, like a gentleman's
Yeah.
club or
Yeah.
something like that, like a social club. Like, is that what it is?
It feels more like that, but I don't think that's the point. No,
Yeah,
because
like it's like lounge chaos. Chaos
yeah, lounge,
lounge is what
lounge.
it
If
should
they
be
had called
called.
it a lounge, I'd have been like, yes, yes, it's a
Exactly.
lounge.
Yeah, it's a lounge. There are spaces for people to just sit. Like no one's
Yeah,
dancing.
nobody's dancing. They're
Yeah,
smoking cigars.
exactly.
you
Right? I
don't
mean,
smoke cigars in a club.
yeah, right. And like speaking of, I mean, so Carrie officially meets Big in this episode, right? So what are your thoughts on Big in this episode? Right? Complicated already. Just like their
It's
relationship.
already complicated. Is it just me? I want to know your opinion. I feel like he's really rude to Samantha in this episode when she kind of hits on him and she just insinuates, "Oh, I get my cigars from here." And he's like, "No, I only smoke Cubans or whatever he says he only smokes. I don't know." And I don't remember what he says, but he's like, "No." And then she's like, "I know the club owner and we could," and he's like, "No, thanks, but maybe some other time." Like, it's like, you are a jerk. I feel like, and he humiliated her
Yeah.
in that interaction, and
Yes.
that is so unattractive to me. And granted, I don't think Carrie witnessed that. Um, and Sam would be too nice to be like, "Oh, that guy is humiliated me in public." But yeah, he kind of got a kick out of humiliating this gorgeous woman just for the ultimate crime of hitting on him. I don't like get
Yeah.
over yourself. So can't stand him from that interaction. He's just such a rich jerk, and
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
and
obviously,
again, I've already said I'm like a little bit on the pansexual spectrum. I
yeah.
say bisexual because that's the term I like, but like someone's personality can ick me out of any appearance.
Yes.
And there are very few people that I see them based purely on appearance, and I'm like, that's everything I want and more. So for me, I don't see it. I do see Carrie's attraction to him, and there are redeeming parts, like that scene in the street. I think is really kind of fun,
Hmm.
and then the scene with him in his car at the end. I get that
I,
that conversation really shows me that he has good chemistry with Carrie,
yeah.
and he challenges Carrie,
Yeah.
and I think Carrie challenges him a little bit. So I think that and his goodbye, his abso-fucking-lutely, gives me the butterflies. I don't even like this man, and but that moment does. I feel like Carrie, it gives me the butterflies. It gives me this feeling with Mr. Big, and I want to know what happens with them. And I'm not wild about Carrie after this first episode either. So, so that's how I feel about Mr. Big.
Yeah. Well, and I do have to
Sure.
say, like, I think just like casually watching, you're like, oh, Carrie's not that bad. It's when you start to think about it and you're like, is Carrie a terrible person already?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Big, yeah, people are smoking cigars and he
Oh,
very,
and you think he's rude to Sam there?
1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially like, again, like rewatching it and rewatching it really closely, just like someone needs to stop this man.
Yeah, he needs a good slap in the face.
Yeah. Like, I think violence should be the last resort. Well,
This is low key why people liked Aiden so much. Sorry, that's
yeah.
that's
Well,
not so much later, but
yeah. Well, and like part of me is like, again, this could be just like some of the residual stuff from, oh, we don't actually know if these are going to be like the core women.
yeah.
And because in the book, like Big does not like Sam at all. But also, to be fair, in the book, Sam is a horrible friend.
Oh.
She's just a bad person in general. Like, they're all bad people in the book, to be fair.
As we've said, as we've
Yeah.
determined.
But
Yeah.
Samantha in the book says, like, just shitty things to Carrie. And so in the
Oh.
book, there's a line that's like, oh, Big doesn't like Sam because of the way that she treats Carrie.
Fair
And
enough.
you get to see it. And so part of me is like, oh, maybe this is like residual from that idea. We're just gonna have a bunch of different characters and don't get that close to Sam anyway. But again, right? Like, like 2020, I think Darren Star is like, I'm gonna create it and then just throw it over to someone
Yeah.
else.
See where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love the final scene. Like,
Yeah.
for as much as I hate Big, yeah, I think they have so much chemistry in
Yes.
the car, which makes sense because that dialogue is picked up directly from the book. And so you're like, okay, I get it. The rest of the series, not so much.
Well, that's not this episode, so
Yeah, like we'll be able to talk about it, which I
yeah.
love.
Yeah, there's a lot in this. And speaking of chaos and them not understanding these women yet and their unique POVs, what do you think of all the outfits that they chose to wear to
Oh
chaos?
my God.
Or can we talk about
I
that?
know. I mean, because honestly, she looks so bad.
Yeah.
I think the outfit itself is actually really cute. It's just styled terribly.
Yeah, which is Carrie to me. To me, Carrie, she has high fashion elements, especially her shoes. But Carrie, which maybe this is Pat Fields, really. It's styling. She's an art of styling.
Yeah,
She's the character is famous for having the Manolo Blahniks and then thrifting something that she wears
exactly.
with it.
Yeah,
And this is styled so poorly.
yeah.
I talked about how I don't like hair lengths in this episode, and hers is weird here. It's like trapezoid. It's like if my hair was like this.
Exactly. It's a
It's
triangle.
it's very trapezoid, and her makeup is very heavy. She's got the frosted lipstick, which I don't like on her.
Yeah, at all.
I don't think that's yeah. I don't like the frosted lipstick with how dark that eyeshadow is with
Yeah.
the and then this dress puzzles me because it looks like just like a black dress with like a leopard bra over it.
Yes, which was
Like,
very
which,
huge in the 90s.
I
It's
guess
like
yeah. Is this
baby
like an
boomers.
empire moment? But I don't.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't see Carrie in something like that again. And then she's got like a bolero or like a cardigan.
Inexplicably.
It looks just like something that my friends and I would have put together out of her mom's closet playing dress up.
Of that.
That's Because nothing goes together, which is, I think, what you're saying. Like, any one of these items is maybe not catastrophic, but all together looks terrible.
Exactly. Yeah. It is like the styling and yeah, it's like I don't know how much better it would be if she had the blonde hair. If she was just like in her thing because again, right, the random cardigan.
Yeah, with style with the correct.
And part of me is like
Yeah.
they I mean, I'm gonna say it. Well, but were they like, "Oh, Carrie's originally from New Jersey in this episode?"
Oh my gosh, you can totally see that. This is giving New Jersey, but she hasn't been in New Jersey since the 80s. So, oh, yeah, no, I don't love it.
Yeah,
Then we've
our
got,
first, because our first instance of Carrie is her in the leopard print Dolce & Gabbana, and then she's just in the black dress,
okay,
and then she's in this baby doll dress with
yeah,
the leopard print bra pattern. It's like,
yeah.
why were they trying to make her like,
Leopard,
yeah,
Jersey. You're right. Now that you've said Jersey, I can't get that out of my head. She looks like she's going to Kleinfeld's to find a Panina Tournay dress.
well, and
My
then
wedding themes are leopard and hot pink, which is not Carrie at all.
exactly, yeah. I mean,
No.
yeah, and like Pat Fields is not there yet. She doesn't start until the
Yeah,
next episode, so
yeah, I
that's
feel like you could tell.
yeah.
With exception, again, I'd prefer to remember her in that other scene we were talking about with the beautiful dress.
Yes, the black
Yeah,
macaroni dress. Yeah,
yeah.
so good.
But then we've got Miranda, who looks.
Who just came from the office, from a very hard day at the
Yes!
office.
She's here for happy hour after her job at the office. And it contributes to this not feeling like a club
Yeah,
because Miranda's in like a suit, like a business suit,
yeah.
business suit.
Like, did she want to go dancing in this later? What is happening?
Like, I know we're queer coding her, but like, why do we have to do her dirty like that?
Exactly. Yeah. And again, right, it comes to the styling because she'll wear something really similar to this in a later episode, but she looks fantastic in it. Like she actually looks really sexy in it. Here, yeah. It's like, why are you wearing a suit to the club?
Yeah. And then she's acting like she's being forced to be there too with poor
Yeah.
Skippy.
Exactly. Yeah. Like she doesn't want to be there at all. Like her back hurts. She just had a hard day at the office. She was in heels all day. She's
This
going
could
to be in
also put me
a
in
pissy mood.
terrible moods.
Well, and then you have Sam,
Yeah.
who I do have to say, it's very difficult to make Kim Cattrall look bad.
Oh yeah. No, I think Sam, she's got this like slinky black dress on with
Yeah.
hoop earrings. That looks great. The only thing that's weird for me is the hair length. She doesn't have her signature look yet. Because to me,
Yeah.
it's got to be like that shoulder length, almost a bob,
Mhm.
and then flipped out with the bangs. And here it looks like, does she have some like extensions in here? Or is it just a poorly layered haircut? But
I mean, yeah, like I would
I
probably
don't
say
love
she
it.
doesn't have extensions in. I think it's just a poorly layered haircut.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's not the right length. It's not the signature Sam look yet. So I don't like her hair, but
Yeah.
her dress works for me. I like everything else about the look, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like yeah, those are the only Sam is the only one who actually
She's
looks like
going
she's
to a
going
club.
to a club. Yeah.
Yes. I
Uh,
mean, Carrie kind of looks like she's going to a club, but not a club that Carrie would want to go to,
but not with the
and
cardigan.
not this lounge type club either.
Yeah.
And the clown makeup.
Yeah, the clown makeup, the fucking
Yeah.
cardigan.
Yeah.
Cardigan. Like,
Yeah. What
why
is
is she
that?
wearing a cardigan?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Um, and then Charlotte. We've got Charlotte who's not at the club.
But who looks great?
Right? I do like Charlotte's look here too. Especially the back of
Sure.
that dress when she's
Yeah.
turned around looking at the paintings and she's got the really deep V.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Such a good look on Charlotte. And she looks ready for a gala. She looks appropriately dressed for this event.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's too bad that doesn't fit her.
Yeah.
but the dress itself, it's great.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a little too off the rack looking for Charlotte
Yeah,
in this time. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, Charlotte makes some. I mean, I think this season is just a little bit rough when it comes to.
Yeah, because impeccable tailoring becomes Charlotte's thing.
Yeah,
Um like so yeah, it's not characteristic, but I mean, I like it. I like it. I think she looks good.
Okay, let's wrap this up. So, what are your final thoughts about this episode?
I always look forward to watching this episode because it means I'm restarting.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
So I'm like, oh, it's the episode. It's the first episode. And I think I get why this show was picked up like that from the pilot because of Carrie. We've got we've got a really compelling character right off the bat.
Yeah,
We've got this really cool will they won't they with Big already.
yeah,
And that's kind of hard to do in one episode, but they've done it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, doing the will they, won't they, but not like the regular, just like tired sitcom will they, won't they.
Yeah.
Like you definitely, you're like, oh, they're going to. It's just a matter of time.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. But I love that, like, oh, I love this episode because it means we're at the beginning.
Yes, and it does. It feels very beginning of the journey. Even revisiting that end scene, it's weird. Don't they do kind of like a Dutch angle on the camera and Carrie turns and she's like,
Yeah.
yes,
And then the freeze frame. Yeah,
and then it freezes, which is kind of weird, but I like it because it does. It's like, oh, I gotta see the next episode.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got to
and
know what this girl does.
yeah. Um, I mean, one thing that I will say about this episode that is very apparent after doing the breakdowns is that, yeah, the dialogue was 100% pulled directly from the book. And I think like you and I will get this because we are writers. Because Jenny Bix, who will come in, she'll write an episode this season, and then she'll like actually be in the writers' room for the rest of the series, starting in season 2. She said of this episode that she watched it and she was like, "This isn't how women talk." And that's that difficulty, right? That disconnect between writing for a book or writing for a column and then writing for
Mhm.
dialogue specifically. And I think like, and you can
Yeah.
see it when you're like, oh, that doesn't actually make any sense why someone would say that. People don't say these things. It's why it's usually so difficult to adapt dialogue directly when they're making films of the book. Like, it's why in Call Me by Your Name, I love that movie, but like the final
Mhm.
scene with Elio and his dad is like, it's a little cringy because it is directly pulled from the book and people don't speak that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. That's really true. I wonder if that's why they were trying to force the interview dynamic so much because they were maybe originally pulling a lot more from the book, and the book is, based off of her columns.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would that would make sense, and that would explain why Miranda and Charlotte, at least, were introduced that way. It also
Yeah,
makes me think like, oh, maybe Miranda was also on the chopping block of being a recurring character.
maybe. Yeah, it's not yet its own thing, is what we're seeing, especially from this first episode. Like, it's still so intertwined with the book and hasn't adapted yet for a TV audience.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. But yeah, I love this episode also. I mean, it's a difficult one to watch because, like I said, the actual narration and the dialogue, when you like really sit down and look at it, you're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, if anybody's ever tried to just casually start watching the show, you really do kind of need someone telling you keep going.
Yeah,
if this cheese factor is too much for you, because it will end, I promise you.
exactly. Yeah.
But because I love it already, I still love the cheese factor now to revisit.
Yeah. Like we can survive this first episode
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
continue. It's not like Parks and Recreation or The Office where you're like, just skip the first season. like like you definitely need to watch
Yeah,
the season to fall in love with the show as a whole. But this episode, you're like, we'll get through it. We're gonna get through the interviews, the random fourth wall breaking, the experimentation. There's so much experimentation in this first
yeah.
season. And
Yeah, and it's easy to love the experimentation when you already love the product, when you've watched the whole thing. So
yeah,
for us, this is kind of fun, and it's fun to see that experimentation. But yeah, when I was first watching it, I didn't connect right away. I really had to keep watching before I connected, and it's fun to be watching your YouTube series to see where it was and remember where it was that I started connecting with these characters. And
oh, I love that.
yeah, it wasn't episode one. But now I love it. Now I love it. It's iconic. It's problematic, like Carrie. But you've got
Exactly.
to give it a chance.
Yes. And it was groundbreaking
Yeah,
to be
it was,
talking,
and you can see why.
yeah, to be talking about sex so casually in a public setting multiple times. Yeah.
Have female characters allowed to be existing imperfectly.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, right? Because like we had the Golden Girls before this who also
Hmm.
very casually talked about sex, but they were older. They were mothers. They were in literally their golden years.
Hmm.
It's like it was much more acceptable and it was full comedy.
And how amazing is it to have a show about women in their 30s being in their fucking prime, which
Yeah.
they are. Like 30s are prime, but so many shows are just about really young people because I think societally or at least in media it's like that's when you're allowed to experiment is when you're becoming an adult and it's like no, you can keep you can keep questioning that long into adulthood.
Yeah. And you should keep questioning it.
And you should.
Yeah.
And these women are young and hot and 32 and at least Carrie is at the very beginning and
And a little bit more
it,
established in like careers and everything. So it makes a little bit more sense that they're going to clubs regularly.
yeah.
They're eating out all the time. They own Manolo Blahniks. Like,
Yes, because so many shows try to force that on high school aged kids, and it's like, Gossip Girl, I'm looking at you. What are you doing ordering martinis in bars all over the West Side?
exactly. At like what, 15, 16 years old?
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
I don't
that's
even know
not.
how old are the characters in the first season?
I don't know. They're in high school, though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. They're literally in high school.
they're literally in high school ordering martinis at bars, and you're just like, what are you doing?
I know. No wonder we have no idea how to actually put people in reality.
Yeah. But at the beginning, but this show, the main character is coming into her story and she's 32. So for me, it's like, yes, you can be like, because when I turned 32 this year and I'm like, I'm season one Carrie. I'm season one Carrie. I'm season one Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. There aren't a lot of
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
That one, is kind of different. She's already a mother, all that. But still, like, my adventure is coming. And so often, the standard seems to be like, oh, by the time you're in your 30s, you're boring now and you're settled and your life is already spelled out for you and
Yeah.
you're not experimenting anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
You're supposed to be dressing like your kindergarten teacher by now.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You're done. But no, this is Carrie just beginning.
Yeah. Well, and that's so funny. Like I think I did the math. I think Roseanne and Dan in Roseanne are the exact same age as
Oh,
Carrie,
yeah?
Miranda, and Charlotte.
See, yeah, yeah. But see, they're parents. Like they're
Well, and that's the
parents. And
expectation. Yeah. When you're in your
yep.
30s, you're supposed to be a parent. You're supposed to have three and a
Yes.
half kids, two and a half kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean by this show ushered me into adulthood. It showed me what life can be like outside of yeah, you're married with kids.
Exactly. Yeah. You're boring now. I hope you
Mhm.
enjoy going to cookouts.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy going to cookouts. Right.
Going to cookouts and watching Game of Thrones
You
with
can't even think of what normal therapy
yeah, no, I'm like
parents do. Yes.
all I
I don't
can
know
think
who
of
cookouts you're
is
going to.
I know all I can think of is my Riddle sisters drinking non-alcoholic wine, watching Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know what do straight people
Like I
do.
don't know what do they do. I hope you enjoy straight cookouts.
Yeah, I'm like I hope you enjoy barbecuing. I don't know. Oh, it's so good.
Love it so much.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
This was so much fun. Yes, and we're going to continue to have so much fun when you come to talk about additional episodes with me.
Can't wait.
Yes, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you everyone for listening. As always, I am Say. This is Say in the City. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you can continue to join me on this amazing journey of talking about my favorite episode, my favorite show of all time, Sex in the City. Bye everyone. Thank you. Bye.